All right, good. Well, hey, welcome back to the Pitt facility, the Durant Center. This is where we practice every day. You guys haven't really seen it on Zoom, and we're excited to get this 2021 season going. It's really, it's great. Watching that game last night, the Steelers and the Cowboys, watching fans in the stands, watching coaches on the sideline without masks on. We're trying to get away from the masks as much as we can, and I know. There's times I still have a mask on, so I appreciate Amanda up there with the mask on. I can appreciate that. I put mine on sometimes, depending on where I go. So that's good stuff. But we all got to continue to protect ourselves. We know it's not gone, but we're in a heck of a lot better place than we were a year ago at this time. So we're blessed to be here and fired up for a season. So with that, I'll just open it up for questions because I know you guys got a few.
Pat, I guess on that note, ACC Media Days, you said the team was around 92% in terms of vaccination rate. Where are you guys at?
I think we've added two set. Probably 94, I'd guess. So we're doing. We're not going backwards. I can guarantee that it's not going to go backwards. So I don't have the exact percentage because we're so good that our training room hasn't given me another one. But I know if we add two, whatever that percentage is, that it's not at 92. So it's probably 93.5 or something like that. So we're doing good.
If somebody's restricted for allergies or some reason where they can't get the vaccine, would that affect the way they participate?
Yeah, should I give them an example, EJ? I don't know. Well, I know, but I'll throw it out there because it's a real fact, and I'll just say this. I won't give names, but we have a guy on the team that just got it yesterday. He's one of the new additions, and has been very, very leery of getting it because he has a major reaction to stuff. So it wasn't that he was believing all the whatever the news or the fake news or whatever it is, it was that he was just kind of worried. Matter of fact, his freshman year, and this is not giving any names away, he loves macaroni and cheese. Well, Chef Kevin downstairs had lobster mac and cheese, and he's allergic to shellfish. But he separated it when he got on his plate and put the seafood over there and ate that pasta. That wasn't a good deal. So he's allergic. So he's had, we've known he's had allergic reactions, and so that plays a factor. But the one guy that's has allergic reactions, got it done. And I think he's happy about it. He was just scared and had no reaction at all, thank God. Because I would have felt terrible. But we took him to the hospital, made sure, it wasn't just 15 minutes sit there. It was sit there for an hour afterwards. Let's make sure there's nothing. Good question.
The spring camp with seeing three quarterbacks get a lot of time in that spring game. So where do things kind of stand heading into the quarterback battle heading into
yeah, it's good to talk football. I went down to media day the other day, and it's like everybody wanted to talk about everything but the players, the teams, the competitions, and there's a lot of competition. I mean, I'll say this strength-wise, our team is in great shape. Okay, we'll get back to the quarterbacks. Team's in great shape. Coach Stacchiotti and his staff has done an unbelievable job. A little bit different philosophy from what we've done in the past. It's his first time that he's had a summer conditioning, a spring ball and a winter conditioning program. So he's got the whole thing together. I think our kids are confident. I think they're stronger and faster and bigger. I don't know what they look like to the eyeball to you guys. They probably look like a bunch of animals out there because you haven't seen anything. You've been looking at your wives and your husbands for a long time, and they probably don't look like our players. But they are big and fast, and we're running a lot. Our guys are in great shape. Our skill guys ran all the way to Akron, Ohio. I think it's 113 miles. Okay, and when I say that, they didn't do it in one trip. With all the running we did through the summer, if you added it all up, day one to day whatever it is, the distance was to Akron. Our big skill, linebackers, tight ends, they went to Canton, Ohio, and the big guys went to Wheeling. So when you look at the miles, you guys can track it. It's in walk as you would have walked there, not taking the highways. I guess as the crow flies is the distance that they went. So. It's pretty impressive, the conditioning here. So to your point, quarterback-wise, they're going to get their work. I mean, right now, again, as we start practice one, it's Kenny, it's Nick, and then Joey and Davis, and those two guys are fighting for that third spot right now. But that's the beginning. And as I said last spring, Vince Davis is the guy. Well, now it's Izzy. So there's a lot of things that are going to happen here, and that's why you love camp. That's why you love competition. And we talk about, and you guys heard this, getting 3% better. And our guys are okay today, practice one. They look like they've been coaching themselves all summer, which they have been for the most part. They've done Skelly by themselves. So, gets sloppy. The players come up to me and it's like, Coach, that was bad. It's like, it's good. This is where we are, and this is where we're going. And every day they'll show improvement because they have coaches there.
You mentioned Nick. Is that a trust thing, an experience thing, or he obviously played well in the spring game as well?
Yeah, he played well in the spring, and he practiced. I mean, last fall, I don't go through the numbers, but I know one guy missed 38 total days. Okay, and you don't have a spring and you miss total 38 days, but Nick might have been the second guy, whether it was traced out, COVID, whatever it may have been. I mean, he had a lot of days. He missed a lot of practice, and it's hard to play any position if you miss practice. It's certainly hard to compete when you're not there.
What separated Izzy? What stood out about Izzy?
I would say what separated Izzy at this point is he's big, he's physical, he's fast, and he's consistent. Okay, and there's not this up and down. And again, he's gotten better through, from last season where he might run a wrong route, or North Carolina State when Kenny got whacked the one time and it was a pick six, but got called back for targeting. That was Izzy's guy that ran through a B gap, I believe, and kind of was like, oh, excuse me, sorry about that, missed that one. But he's been consistent, and he just he's focused. I think he's serious about his game. I think he wants to be the guy, and right now he's more serious and more disciplined, and Vince is there. Daniel Carter had a couple of nice cuts today, so we'll see. It's I hate to. I'm not going to anoint Izzy the guy yet because we'll see. We'll see where they are when we get to UMass.
Last year, Pat, the buzzword was opt-outs. Is that something that you and other coaches have to worry about this year too?
I sure hope not. I mean, last year was an odd year, and I hope that word's gone away, to be honest with you. We hope everybody forgets what it is, and the portal's still the portal, and guys are going to still go in the portal, and for whatever reason. And I guess I'll just give you that Danny Marega was with us all summer, and for I guess for personal reasons, we gave him a couple of days off. He went back to California, and for personal reasons, he's staying in California right now. And I'll just say this: he was in the car with his girlfriend, headed to the airport, and then they turned around and came back. So that's a story. We wish he was here. My goal is to make sure guys have opportunities to play. I know we got more depth at tight end than ever, and I want to make sure he gets his degree. But he'll find another spot, and we'll move on from there.
Has managing the transfer portal gotten any easier since it kind of exploded last year?
It's the same. I mean, there's no management. I mean, just coach your guys, love up your guys. I think we got a great culture here. I'm not really worried about it. It wasn't a case where he didn't like being here. I just, it's just you like to see a guy graduate, and I think the best thing for him to do is stay here. But hey, personal reasons.
We only saw 45 minutes of practice. I didn't see Vincent Davis at all. Is there something?
Yeah, we were just waiting for his results back from COVID testing. So, and we actually got him back, and he'll be out there tomorrow. You'll see the little guy out there tomorrow.
Coach, the linebackers this year kind of interesting windows back.
But I will tell you this, Jerry. Might as well just tell it like it is, right? He should have been out there today, okay? But his flight got delayed, Spirit Airlines and all that. And guess what? I could care less about excuses, so he's late, okay? But if he had got here when he needed to, we'd have got the results back and he would have been ready to go. But because of that, you missed practice. So he had to get tested.
Coach, the linebackers this year, you got Wendell back, Sabasi broke out last year, Cam, Phil, Chase is back. How do you kind of see that playing out right now? And what's the strategy with playing these guys all through the three positions?
We coach them all the same. There's just little differences between each one of them. I think if you ever want to play at the next level, it's good to be well versed in all of them. But when you look at Cam Bright, Phil Campbell, they both can play to the field and to the boundary. Wendell, Chase Pine can play inside. Voss can play all three positions. So there's a lot of competition there at the linebacker spot. So it's going to be, I don't know how it's going to shake out. But I'm certainly glad majority of them are vaccinated, and they're not going to have to miss practice for that. There's one thing you go, okay. I mean, you missed 10 days. That's what I've said. You missed 10 days in this camp today, okay, as we are with 123 players in camp. You're going to have a problem. Someone's going to run right by you. And that linebacker position's a competitive position. We've got some good players on there. I mean, John Patrician, didn't mention him. I mean, you got Patrician. I think I mentioned everybody else. I mean, you got Bengali, Kamara. I mean, he's a football player. I'm looking forward to seeing what the Shield's got. And Leslie Smith's out there for the first time. I haven't seen that guy play football for a long time. So if he stays healthy, he can be in the mix. And anytime you got that many linebackers, that means your special teams are going to be pretty darn good too. Because there's been years where if you don't have any linebackers and you're low on safeties, those guys are big-time special teams players.
Who do you think is returners this year on kickoff?
Punt and kickoff, I don't know. We'll find out, Jerry. You haven't got a couple returns for a while, so you're out. But I'd say, Jalen Barden, we'll get some of, maybe even Phil Campbell, some kickoff returns. Jordan Addison, of course. So we'll find out. We'll find out here during camp. We had a pretty good idea of what it was in spring. Those are some of the guys in spring ball.
You ever seen linebacker return kickoffs before?
No, but he's a tailback too. That guy could play tailback. The way he runs, a couple weeks ago, he's just kind of running with the ball in a linebacker drill. With some of our 30-minute sessions we had twice a week, and I was like, geez, we should put that guy on kickoff. So I don't know if Coach Powell will, but you may see him out there. Who knows?
In the spring, there was Matt, Carter, and Gabe kind of fighting at tackle. Is that still kind of the case today?
Yeah, I mean, they're all fighting. I mean, there's one more in here. You think who it is here? In Branson Taylor. I mean, Branson with Gonsalves and then obviously Gabe Hoy and Carter Warren are the four guys that are, in that mix, and all are fighting in there. And again, obviously Carter Warren because of his age and maturity at that position, and Gabe Hoy. Gabe Hoy, if you look at him, physically right now compared to where he was a year ago, he was coming off I don't know if you knew, 2 shoulder surgeries a year ago going into the season. But right now it's like, holy cow, he looks a lot different, and we hope that transfers out onto the field.
How's Damari looked coming back from his injury last year?
Damari has looked great. He'll be in media day today. Take it easy on him. He's not a big media guy. Is he going to be there, EJ? He's quiet, but Damari's awesome. He had a great day today. Could have finished maybe a 2-minute with a pick six. It was probably my only. But he made some strides through spring ball this summer. Just getting back into shape. Football shape. It's hard when you're out. He's gave up boxing, and he should be ready to go.
How did he give up boxing? Is that how he got hurt?
Yeah. You never heard that? Come on, Jerry. You're supposed to do your damn homework. You guys no one ever heard that story? No. So you know how kids are. Well, they got the maybe you don't know. You have those boxing things that you punch the hands, so it wasn't really in a ring or anything, but just, sparring, I guess, and just working on your hand quickness and all that stuff, in his front yard, okay, not with Coach Stack. And, whether he missed or whatever, but, you talk to boxers, you can dislocate your shoulder a little bit from, I don't know, must have missed the hand, I guess, I don't know. That was COVID and boxing. That's what we dealt with last year. That's a pretty good corner. So we're just getting him back into great football shape. So we're happy where he is. And again, it was a innocent mistake. The guy's working. He's working to get better. So, he's just not allowed to box anymore.
Now you're more in the corners. Marquez and Rashad. Where do you kind of see that group, or how do you hope that group grows throughout camp? And then you got guys even like Khalil coming in for section.
Yeah, I mean it's a loaded group. When you watch you just watch them in individual, you go, holy cow, who are all those guys over there? There's a lot of good young guys. I mean, but you look at Damari, you look at Marquez, you look at AJ Woods is playing well, really well. He got a lot of experience a year ago. Rashad Battle, Rashad Battle will kind of move a little bit from safety to corner, so we'll give him a little bit of both. MJ Devonshire starting off at corner. He was a safety at all spring, so we're kind of teaching him both as well, trying to find out what the best fit is. I think both of them can play safety. I think both of them can play corner. We will, just continue to work those guys in both positions, which just makes them a smarter, more well-rounded player, and so you can get your best 4 or 5 on the field at one time. So, but then the young guys, Khalil Anderson's a good player. I don't want to forget anybody. Noah Bigelow's done some good things. Crumpley has been and again, when I get to watch the tape today, when I get out of here, I'll be going right on the tape just to watch and see it live. It's the first time I really get to see these guys, but they've had great summers and they're working hard. And at the safety spot, obviously, Stephon Hall has been a guy that we want to look out for a long time, and then Javon McIntyre as well. So there's a lot of freshmen in the secondary that are going to have opportunities to come out and do something. So,
Coach, I know you want to improve in all areas, but what's a few top priorities that you're trying to really improve on this camp? Or do you have 2 or 3 in mind?
Like you started off with that question, there's a lot, and it's everything. The first thing is, I think the number one, the biggest thing critical to winning would be is controlling the turnover game. We got to win the turnover margin in every game. If we do that, we'll have a chance to win. So, defensively, let's get them. Offensively, let's not give it to them. So we got to hold on to the ball. We got to get the ball back. When you have the ball in offense, you got opportunities to score. When you don't have it, and you give someone a short field, you got an issue there. I'd say the second thing, and I'll just leave it at 2, is running the football. We've got to somehow, some way, become a lot better at running the game. And again, you guys can all look at the tailback. It's everybody. I said this in the spring. I was impressed with the way our wide receivers went down the field and blocked downfield. It's hard to break explosive runs when you don't go down there and get those guys in the secondary, those 4 other guys. But it starts up front as well with the offensive line. So it's got to take 11 guys. It's why it's football. We're not in the Olympics, okay? It's not a 2-man volleyball game or the parallel bars by yourself. This is team football, and it takes 11. And it's not just one guy. In gymnastics, it's one guy. In some of those other sports, it's water polo. That's some team stuff there now. Just take it from the Olympics to team football. You need 11 guys to do their job every play.
What do you see in the ACC this year? What stands out among the other teams?
What stands out? Everybody always talks about the Coastal, but I look at the Coastal and go, golly, You look at who's picked to win it in our side, North Carolina, and then you got, who else is there? Who's next? Virginia Tech?
Miami.
Who? Miami. We're picked 4th going into the season, and which is great. You could pick us 8th, whatever, 10th. I just see a lot of competition. I see a lot of good football programs that just keep going like this. It's an incredible conference, and we got a great commissioner in Jim Phillips, and I'm excited about that. And I see a heck of a conference with a lot of great quarterbacks. As we talked down, John was down at media day. There's a lot of returning starting quarterbacks, I guess. So that's the big thing is whether they got to go face King in Miami or the number 1 draft choice in North Carolina. There's some good players out there.
Pat, with Jordan, he's not catching anyone by surprise this year. They know what he is. How with you guys? How do you work with him to ensure he takes a step forward this year and not necessarily regresses from what he did in his freshman year? And how could you guys schematically try and scheme him open when other teams are going to be honing in on him this season?
Yeah, first thing we won't do is tell them, hey, they're looking for you this year. We won't even mention that. He's already in, hey, you better improve. Don't have to mention that either, because he's already on that way. He's done that. We've been, he's just a guy that likes to get better. He's a better communicator. He's better at everything he's done. We have, team meetings this morning. He's speaking up. So I didn't know if he knew how to talk last year, okay, coming out of camp, okay? And now the guy's like this, media darling. So, he's gotten better in every respect, and you can see it with your eyes what he's done. But, that's a coach's job. Last year he's a freshman, and you just want him to do that one thing. This year we got to be able to move him around and motion him and do different things with him so they can't find him. And, I don't know if there's a better guy to do that than Mark Whipple.
Coach, you brought in Brennan Merrick this year as the wide receivers coach, and while he is the great wide receivers coach, he also has the go-go offense. How much do you expect to implement that schematically with Mark Whipple's scheme this year?
Yeah, the go-go offense, I don't even know what the go-go offense is, but Brennan's a smart guy. He's a great teacher. He's a great coach. And schematically, he's got some good stuff. And, we've obviously implemented some of it. You saw a little bit of it in the spring game, and as the installs go, we'll see a little bit more of them. And again, a lot of it fits in with what we do already. So it's not like this crazy stuff, but there's some little stuff that we can, just tweak. And it's no different when you bring any coach in. What have they done in the past? What can we do better? Ooh, I like that. That fits with this, and it looks like that. And you try to make things look similar.
Is that part of improving the running game, as you said? Is it not just a personnel thing? Is it a schematic thing too?
There's, no doubt about it. I think, schemes always go into it, and it's also what can your guys do. The tight ends. We talked about O-line and receivers, but the tight ends are critical in whether it's in a go-go offense or the whip offense, whatever it is. But they could you can do anything you want with that.
Receivers as a whole, and with Brendan Malone, what can you guys work on specifically to fight through tackles and get more yards after catch?
It's funny you ask that, but we do some drills. But we're just working individual drills where we can, nobody wants to get anybody hurt. Everybody gets scared to do too much, but it's a physical game, and the kids have to have confidence. And when they see, like, man, I could have scored a touchdown. Everybody wants to score, and we got a trip and fall down videotape of our guys doing that. And I try to fix it mid-season, and everybody's looking at me like I'm crazy. And I did some studying, and in the spring we did some stuff, just throwing bags at the kids, and they love it. Like, coach, give me some more. I need that again. They want it, And so it's just those little things that you might not have seen a drill, you might have never done it before, but it doesn't matter. Just because we didn't do it before doesn't mean we can't do it now. So it's changing and evolving and learning new things and trying to, as a coach, fix what's broken. And we fell down. You go to North Carolina State, DJ Turner, great player with the Raiders now. He trips and falls going in the end zone at the 1 yard line, and we don't score. That's the game, we got to score touchdowns there. And again, that happened, a lot. You guys could probably pull up your own little video of it, but it happened too much. And to me, that's partly coaching and getting guys that can make plays when the ball's in their hands that want to score. But we got to teach them how to do it so they have confidence when someone, heel clicks them, that they don't go down.
That's two of your standout freshmen that were, from last year that are now on award watch list this year, Elijah and Jordan. How have you seen them progress from being, the guys who were young startups to now, okay, you're sophomores, we have this level of expectation, how they're like taking on those challenges?
Yeah, you said Elijah. Who was the other one?
Jordan, obviously.
Jordan, okay. Again, it's been a long time since spring ball, so I'm looking at one practice and I haven't watched it yet. But both of them have matured. That's the first thing. I mean, off the field, on the field, I expect them both to be better players on the field. That's a must. But I've seen both of them mature off the field. That's what I see more of, because I see them more in this building than I see on the field, just because we haven't been out there. But Elijah is just a different guy. I mean, he's bigger. Both of them are bigger. They're faster. They're stronger. And I don't use that as a cliche. I mean, it's a fact. And then they're more mature as you talk to Elijah and Jordan, and you'll get a chance to talk to them today. Just it's a different bird out there right now.
You mentioned Jim Phillips earlier, and the job of a conference commissioner these days probably isn't too easy given everything that's going on in college football, Texas, Oklahoma. What are your kind of thoughts of just where the sport is right now, where it's going, and how you guys how the ACC is situated?
Yeah, I mean, I really haven't really worried too much about where the ACC is situated. I think it's a great conference. I think we're right where we need to be. I'm glad he's our commissioner, and I think he's detailed and everything. Any meeting I've ever had with the guy is detailed, so I don't have to call and say, hey, Commissioner, how's it going? Are we okay? Like, I know we're good. You got confidence because you've watched him work. You've been in plenty of Zooms with him. I get more emails and text message and communications from him than I've ever got from, in a long time, 6 years, and it's been really refreshing. So, I mean, I don't, you look at all the chaos around, we know, there's going to be ripple effects. What's it going to be? I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and speculate on August 6th or whatever the date is today on where it's going, but, it's kind of how things go. You wish things wouldn't be backdoor like they were, and you don't know what happened, what really happened in the background there, but, teams make decisions on what they have to do, where they want to go, and there'll be more to come. That's for sure.
Radio the other day, you talked about the new NIL rules. You called it legalized cheating. You were asking for some more rules and regulations to be placed around them. Can you talk a little bit about specifically what you think you would like to see happen? Like what kind of rules and regulations?
Yeah, I feel like I'm back at ACC Media Day, so I appreciate you bringing me back to the past. But there needs to be regulation. I think this whole name, image, and likeness got pushed, upon the NCAA a lot faster than they expected it to or wanted it to. The NCAA drug the feet, and these states went ahead of them. So they're sitting there going, "Oh, now what are we going to do?" And I don't think there's got to be some guidelines, like everything in this. There's guidelines. You guys all have guidelines on where you can go. Shit, they don't let Jerry go down to Charlotte. Everybody's got guidelines and things they can and can't do. But there's got to be some type of parameters put around this thing, or it's just, like I said, it's not good. And there's got to be, some type of, regulation in the whole, name, image, and likeness. It can't go crazy.
Is this kind of too new to know exactly what those should be, or do you have any ideas in your head?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any ideas. I don't have time to worry about that. That's what the NCAA's, hopefully they're doing, and I think they got a meeting set up, but they need to act quick. I mean, it could get out of control before they even know it. And I've heard coaches out there say there is no NCAA right now. What are they going to do? They can't control anything right now. That's not good. It's not good for anybody. So, it needs to get regulated pretty quick, and there's got to be some guidelines.
Are you happy with how your guys are handling it?
Yeah, I'm really happy because I haven't had to have many meetings. Our guys are good. They're worried about the team. They're worried about 2021 season, and they're really, that's just the side noise, and I think they're focused where they need to be. And if you become a great player and you have opportunities like Kenny's got, then all the power to you. I love it. I'm glad our players have that opportunity. I think it's outstanding. They should get paid more. I wish, the one thing nobody ever talks about is we have what we call a stipend, okay, cost of attendance stipend. I won't tell you what it is, but it's pretty nice a year for our kids. But they've got extra money, okay? It's not like they get, back in the day, we got our tuition paid for. You got here's your dorm, here's your keys, and here's where you're going to eat. Get your tray, go through the line, and and get your food. And that's what it was, and that's where it ended. Matter of fact, I think we got our books. And again, 7 years ago, that ended. Matter of fact, right probably when I came here, there's a thing called cost of attendance. Like I said, I'm not going to put our number out there, but I would say it's one of the top in the country as far as the money we get our kids to go. And when you talk about name, image, and likeness, we could have very easily said, hey, we're going to double that money. Okay, let's just let's do that. And I don't know why we don't do that, but triple it. I don't care what you do, but give everybody the same. But our locker room has been good, and I don't see any ripple effect from that.
We are almost at 1:30. We're going to start our offensive coaching session in just a moment. Do we have a quick final one? Anything?
Amanda, you haven't asked any questions up there. Let's go.
Do you see any of the freshmen defensive linemen getting playing time this year?
Freshman D lineman?
Yeah.
After one day, I can't tell you that, but I might tell you something different tomorrow when I watch tape. But they're out there in in shorts, and what the NCAA allows us to do, which is one of the best things they did, is we have spider pads on, which is just a kind of a little. It's like having a couple balloons on your shoulders. Okay, they don't pop though. Some thick balloons out on your shoulders just to protect our kids a little bit, which they had never done before. But they did allow us to go out in helmets and spider pads, no thigh boards. And again, it's a major protection thing. We've been begging for years to get that just to protect our kids. We're not going out there live tackling anybody with a balloon on their shoulder. When you look at it, I mean, Elliot Donald's a guy that studied the game, and Dorian Ford, I mean, those are two of the guys inside that have a shot. And then you look at Nakai, who was here for spring ball. He was the lone D lineman, that came in with spring ball that, he's got a spring on his belt and he's got a chance to play for us because I've seen 15 practices of his. We'll find out what Elliot and Dorian have inside, but both are athletic, and, we'll find out when the pads come on. And then Naquan Brown is here, and he's about 210 pounds. He's athletic, he can run, and we'll soon find out what he has for this season.
Asked you about injuries.
Well, it's been a couple. Come on, Jerry. Injuries, we're pretty solid. I mean, you got little bumps and bruises still coming out of conditioning, but we're pretty good.
Well, I see we went right back into the old act after 18 months. Coach, thank you very much.
Hey, you guys all look good, by the way. So good to have you back. Enjoy our coaches and the rest of our guys.